Hey, what's good? It's Matt again, back with another album review. New Together PANGEA record. It's Bulls in a China Shop. The record is called Bulls and Roosters. Let's see, they took like a 3-year hiatus took like a 3-year break from the last record, which was kind of an EP. Their music is very like clashing with surf and kind of punk rock. They're not quite punk to the standard of Minor Threat or Black Flag, but they are to the standard of where they do pick up speed and play faster, almost in a pop punk sense. And while their music is incredibly cheerful and very happy when compared to bands like Black Flag or even newer punk bands like Trash Talk or something like that, they are much cheerier, and they kind of resemble a band like Waves with surf rock, or even something as kind of like indie rock, where they kind of show signs of progression in their music, and they don't just hammer the 1-2 beats throughout. And they open up with Sippy Cup, which is the name alone just kind of brings a smile to your face. It's a cheerful, and that's the easiest way I can describe their music, is very cheerful punk music. It's cheerful in the way that it's delivered, and a lot of the tracks here on Together PANGEA's record do kind of conflict and kind of shift a little bit. They change the styles enough where it doesn't feel like the same song over and over again. And this is where they shine, and it's apparent even from Sippy Cup to Money on It. Every track here feels substantial in some way. There's no one track that stands out for being a filler or for being just lumped in to create more time within the record. You could tell that Together PANGEA really took their time on this and wanted to make something that was really representative of their growth and their evolution, as well as create something that is just fun to listen to. Their music is incredibly fun to listen to. There's no one track that I can point out that I didn't enjoy on this record. They're melodic, and the harmonies that they had behind their vocal progression is just incredible on this record. I mean, the mixing and the production is the best it's ever been for Together PANGEA. You could just tell that they've worked tirelessly trying to perfect this album, trying to get it really sounding perfect. And it really represents their sound too. I mean, it's very loose the way they play. It's very loose and carefree, but at the same time it's very tight, which I know is contradictory, but it's very tight in the way that they really focus and they hone their skills down on the music and just create this really fun atmosphere where it's like all hell breaking loose, but it's so fun to just like drive outrageously to this music and like cram 10 people in a car and just go to the cemetery and stuff like that. It's like a total teen youth album that fluctuates, of course, but for the most part stays consistent in the way that they do rising and then going back down, and building the action and going back down, and then by the end of it, the record Bulls and Roosters is just this big mismatch of like collective records of punk music and surf music and independent music and like indie rock, and there's a big focus on, I think, just the music for this aspect. And the lyrics, it's not to say that the lyrics aren't impressive either, as that's not to say that the lyrics aren't touching or in any way. The chorus, especially on Money on It, it's my favorite track hands down on this whole record, where it's explained by lead singer Keegan, we can talk until we talk it out. There's like this sweet, like dreamy guitar that plays behind his voice and says, we can talk until we're bleeding. That whole track is just like marvelous in the way that the chorus is ready to be shouted at any time, and the way that the band comes behind Keegan's words and like supports him with this very loopy guitar and percussion buildup that really like signifies I think, very well together Pangea's musical style. They can mix it up from punk music and then back into this melodic and harmonious kind of clashing of instruments, basically. Man, this record is really good. I was surprised, actually. I had enjoyed Together Pangea's last kind of musical releases. I really liked Night of the Living Dummy. That was like a record that really stuck out to me as being kind of different, and it's on its own label. But yeah, it's a record that can stand out on its own wavelength, but then Bulls and Roosters is the same way. It's very substantial in the way that it stands out. The musical progression is very good. And Together Pangea, if you haven't heard of them yet, I don't know why, just check them out. They're just on tour, but of course no Pittsburgh date. But just check them out. They're a really fun band to listen to. They really capture that kind of Californian surf, punk, jumping off stuff, kind of just fun. They just seem like they'd be so much fun to just go see live. And Bulls and Roosters, check it out. It's really good. Super fun to listen to. So I like this record a lot. You should definitely check it out. Peep it. And then let's do it again. And then go back to their older stuff, because their older stuff is good too.